let's just kind of start with like the emotions of how this week has, last week and a half have been. What has this been like from your shoes?
I mean, the emotions of the last week and a half, I can look at from a personal standpoint as well as a professional standpoint. I mean, professionally speaking, it's been incredibly rewarding to be able to see what our teams, our student athletes, coaches, and staff have been able to accomplish. Really in a lot of different areas this week. I think one thing that has gotten maybe overshadowed is the incredible performance by Isaac Baston in the men's mile at the NCAA championships last week, where he finished runner-up in the men's mile and finished second by 0.003 of a second. It's an amazing race that you can find on YouTube. And so the amazing success that we've had on men's and women's basketball doesn't, I don't want it to completely overshadow what Isaac did in terms of becoming an All-American again for, I believe, a 5th time, which is just insane to kind of think about what he's been able to do. But certainly, it's March and the madness that we think about right now with the basketball teams. It's been just really great to see, and just so proud of our athletes and our coaches. What they've done here over the past couple of weeks, it's just all the hard work they put into it has really paid off, and just so proud of them, professionally speaking. Personally speaking, it's been incredibly rewarding to be able to share this with my family. I had 2 of my 3 boys and my parents down in St. Louis. I had my wife and 3 boys in Moline, and to kind of be able to share that with them. They enjoy the wins and suffer the losses as much as I do, and so for them to be around is just it was really special. And there were opportunities in both locations where I was able to kind of just take a step back and really kind of enjoy what had been accomplished. I got advice before my wedding day that at some point in your reception, just kind of take a step back, go into a corner, and just kind of look at the whole room there, and just celebrate kind of what that day meant. And while I wouldn't put winning the Missouri Valley Conference Championship on the same level as my wedding day, but I took kind of that thought of what I'd experienced there, the advice I'd received, and I gave it to myself again, both in St. Louis and in Moline, where I took a moment in the stands. There was about 4 minutes to go when we were up by 25 or 30 points, and just everyone around me was standing and cheering. I just kind of sat down in my chair and just like, wow. I mean, that was just a really special moment. And did the same thing down on the court as the seconds were ticking off the clock. And, I remember Anna Miller turning to me and she's like, "Can you believe this?" And I'm like, it was just so amazing that I just kind of looked around like, wow, this is just so special. I get chills just thinking about it right now. Those are 2 memories that I will forever cherish.
This is something that has never happened in Drake history. Yeah. To think about where we were 5 years ago, to have this happen now this year, just kind of feels really good. It
does. I think any time that history is made, you take some pride in that and celebrate it. Certainly with our men and women qualifying for the tournament in the same season, something that's never been done before at Drake, to have them win their respective conference tournaments, only the 7th time that a school has done that in Missouri Valley Conference history. I mean, that's really special. And there's a lot to be celebrated, and a lot of people get a share of this, because it's not just the athletes and not just the coaches and the staff. They are a huge part of it. But there are people who bought into this program and our coaches and the people here years ago. The alignment we have with our board of trustees and our president and university leadership, they are a huge piece of this. We've had some amazing donors step up and provide us the opportunities to kind of do things and to think differently within this program. And then our just incredible fans that continue to come out and fill the Knapp Center, travel to St. Louis, travel to Moline, give us a home court advantage on the road in a neutral site settings. I was just watching a podcast that one of our Missouri Valley Conference coaches was asked to kind of game plan for Drake and what does that look like in the tournament. And he made the comment about just how great our fans were at the conference tournament, and just like that made such a huge difference, and that is so true. So it is a really special time. I say all the time, it's a great time to be a Bulldog, and now more than ever, that seems to ring true. So really excited with where we're at, but even more excited about where we can get to. I said this to somebody else, that where we're at in 2023 is a far cry from where we were at in 2018. But by gosh, if we can maintain this, and we've got this shared vision of what we can accomplish, where we're at in 2023 is not where we can be by 2028. So let's celebrate this. Let's enjoy this, but let's also know that we are just scratching the surface of what we can accomplish as a department here at Drake.
One of the things I really appreciate about what both of these teams have been able to do this year is fight through some really trying times. I mean, the men started off towards the bottom of the conference, below 500 at one point. The women lose an all-league player before the conference season even starts. What does it say about the Drake student athletes here?
Yeah, I think what our athletes were able to overcome, what they were able to overcome this year, really speaks to their mental toughness and their tenacity, the grit that they have within this program. I think it credits our coaches for identifying certain traits in recruiting student athletes and then help develop them into the young men and women that they are right now. I give our coaches a ton of credit though too, and I've told this to both Allison on the court and Darren in a later conversation, that what they did during the season to kind of adjust their team and how we were going to play, I think has helped get us to this point. I mean, there was a moment where the Belmont game where Tucker wasn't able to play, and we had to kind of just shift how we were going to operate, and we put out there, and we saw something there that has really kind of sparked us here down the stretch. And you look at the metrics, we've been a top 25 team for the last 2 months of the season. The last month of the season, we've been a top 10 team based on our offensive and defensive efficiency. So we've found something here that has really worked, and I'm excited to see how that's going to translate over into the postseason. Equally as impressive as what Allison did. So you lose an all-conference player in Megan Meyer, and we kind of try to use that next month to kind of figure out what we were going to be, and she made just one subtle adjustment of kind of going to a taller package, putting Anna into the starting lineup, and everybody on the team stepped up and embraced kind of what this new identity was going to be with our program. And we are a really hard team to beat. When we play a certain way, like it's great to see. And gosh, we were just on fire those last 9 quarters. From the fourth quarter of the Missouri State game, when you remember, we were down 8 in the fourth quarter of the conference quarterfinals, and went on a run there. Only had 1 turnover in the fourth quarter. Were fantastic, and then that continued to Illinois State, and it continued into the championship game. I just think that when both teams play their best, I will take them against anybody in the country right now.
Right now, so much happening just like within those two teams. Then you're also the host institution for the NCAA tournament. Good timing, great timing, or timing a little off?
It's always a great time to create awareness for what we're doing.
Yeah.
Certainly this week, we've got a perfect storm in a good way with both teams in the respective NCAA tournaments and Des Moines getting to host. And with Drake being the host institution, that's just another opportunity for that Drake name and that D-Dog logo to be on national TV. So really excited to welcome 8 fan bases to Des Moines. I think of those 8 that are here this week, I believe 7 have not played in the tournament in Des Moines before. Kansas, I think, is the one school that had been here in a previous tournament setting. So excited to welcome 2 Big Ten, 2 Big 12, 2 SEC teams in here. So that's going to just be fantastic for them to get in here, see this hidden gem that is Des Moines, see why we all love it here so much, see why the seniors on our men's team were so proud to rep the Des Moines jerseys for their senior day, for their last home game, because of what this community has meant to them and what they've learned here. I just think that it's really hard on our staff, and so I give our staff a ton of credit for what we've done to position ourselves to make this a really successful week, both here in Des Moines as well as in Albany and in Austin. It's going to be tiresome. I had somebody tell me, "Oh, well, you guys can sleep when this is all over." Not really, because then we have this small thing called the Drake Relays that it really kind of put this university on the map over 100 years ago. So, I'm looking forward to getting into commencement in the middle of May, and then trying to take some time to kind of catch up on some sleep. I know our staff who are actually doing all the work are looking forward to it even more so, but I could not be more proud of the people in our department here, the volunteers in our community that have stepped up, that will allow those individuals close to the teams to still travel with them and still be able to put on a fantastic event for all our visitors that are coming in from the outside.
Final question here, just the thought of there are few, I feel like there are few cities in America that would embrace all of this at once. to have Des Moines' hometown team playing in both the men and women tournaments, to be a host site. I mean, the buzz around town is palpable, if you will. What has your experience been?
Yeah, I think what we've seen really from Des Moines over the past few years is just this growing enthusiasm for Drake and kind of what's going on here. We're proud to be Des Moines' hometown team. They've embraced our athletics department. We continue to grow that. We know there's still space to grow. There's still space on the bandwagon, people to jump on and be part of this. But Des Moines also is an events town, and we put on a great party, great event for a lot of folks who are coming in from the outside. We do that in a lot of different ways. And so the ability for us now to host the tournament for a third time here in Des Moines, fans are going to come in from the outside and are going to have their eyes really widen to what we're able to do here. And it's just like, it's going to be an amazing time. There's a lot of great things happening in the city, a lot of great things happening on this campus. Des Moines has kind of gone through this renaissance over the past 20 years. Drake is adding to that right now, and what's happening on our campus and in the Drake neighborhood. I like to think that athletics is playing a role in being able to kind of help elevate the brand and the awareness for what this university is. This is just going to be another great week for Des Moines and hopefully for Drake as well.